guys, it's Holly here at Faces. Welcome back to the Face It podcast. Today I am here with the wonderful Harris from HWN Aesthetics and Training. We have a little bit of a different podcast today, which I'm super excited for. But Harris, welcome and thank you so much for joining me on the podcast.
No, thank you, and hello everybody.
So let's just kick things off by talking a bit about you and your business then. So you obviously have your clinic, you have your training academy, you've built up a really quite solid business, which is fantastic. How did you get into the industry? And do you want to just give us a bit of insight into how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, sure. So my one is a bit of a different one. So by category, I'm a non-medic. I used to manage CQC registered care homes for people with autism, learning disabilities, mental health issues, variety of complex needs. And then one day I thought, I want to do something different. I love what I do, but I don't want to be this stressed for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And thought, what's sort of a passion of mine, making people feel good. So had a look into it, booked a course, 6 months later qualified, and here we are.
Amazing. Love that. And so how long have you been in the industry?
About 3.5 years, but it's hard
Yeah.
to kind of pinpoint a time because when I trained, we went in lockdown. So
Right.
it's hard to kind of say like when we actually we were up and going, but
Yeah.
by terms of qualifications and certificates and stuff like that, about 3.5 years.
Yeah. Amazing. And then how long have you had your training academy?
So we launched our training academy in January 2022, but we started off with just masterclasses and like only people who were already trained.
Yeah.
And then in January just gone, we then launched our beginners training, and we focus more on like teaching those who are already trained, but like in more advanced techniques, so like advanced dermal
Yeah.
filler if they're already trained in foundation. So this coming January, our training academy will be 2 years old.
Amazing. Happy birthday to the training academy.
Thank you.
But I know you do a lot of training, and to be honest, like, if I was to train in anything, like that, I have a few academies in mind that I'd want to go to, and like you just look like your training just looks fantastic. You know, your students all look
Oh, thank you
really
so much.
happy. Like I love your space as well. It's so gorgeous. Um,
Thanks. Thank you.
but we we'll talk a little bit more about the training side of things as well as we go on. So
Cool.
I think I wanted to talk about regulation. Normally, this is something that I discuss last when I'm podcasting, but I know that you recently did your live with Lindsay Owens regarding regulation, and obviously at the moment it is a huge hot topic for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on regulation and the traffic light system?
So it's a mixed one, really. I don't really have like a generic love it, hate it answer. I think some aspects of it are fantastic, and we do need regulation in aesthetics, not only for us, but for clients as well. But there's some things about it that I don't like, and I don't like the scaremongering people have. So people have like misinterpreted it or added bits on to scaremonger other individuals. So my DMs are absolutely flooded with people saying, I can't believe I've trained 4 years ago and I'm not going to be able to practice. I've got in touch with my original training academy and asked my money back. And it's just like,
Really? Are
wow,
people actually doing that?
we need, yeah, because people are being scaremongered into thinking that you need to do level 4, 5, and 7 in order to practice or have an actual prescriber on premises. When actually, at the moment, no one knows anything. So we
Yeah,
need to just kind of chill out a minute, reassess ourselves, kind of just wait, see what's coming, put our voices across where we can. I don't know when this podcast will come out, but the consultation forms and questionnaires ends on the end of October. So if you haven't
yeah,
already, do complete it.
yeah,
Get our voices across, because this at the minute is just a form for people to kind of gather their feedback. It's nothing set in stone. And
yeah,
even if it does, from what I took of it, wasn't that anybody was going to be kicked out of the industry. It's just going to be tightened up, which is fantastic. It is good, because it is scary that you can go and do a 1 day filler course and then be qualified. Like it is scary.
yeah.
But in terms of the actual traffic light itself, without taking up too much time, I agree with most things, but cannot believe no needle filler is in green, because that to me is a very dangerous treatment in terms of not dangerous. I mean, I don't know much about it, so I don't want to go too crazy in talking about
Yeah,
the safety of it, because I'm not trained in it myself, so I can't really give like a non-judgmental answer. but I'm still fixing lips that people have had no needle lip filler from 3 years ago today. So to me, that's ludicrous that that's in green. And yeah, I think it can be quite disheartening that I've been left for so long. I've been told we're doing a good job and we have like pretty much 100% client satisfaction. So I'm told, actually, no, because you're not a doctor or this, that, and the other, crap at what you do. I think that's really disheartening. So that's kind of my thought.
Yeah, I think, everything you've said, I agree with. I'm not a practitioner myself, nor am I a medic. So I can kind of see it from everyone's side, to be honest. However, what I think is the government basically see it as medic or person who's doing Botox in the front room using unlicensed toxins.
Absolutely.
I feel like the term non-medic, unfortunately, has that kind of stereotype. And, obviously there are people who, there's probably medical professionals who are doing that as well. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
But, they, like you said, now is the time to actually show the government, that you have an established business, that you practice safely, that you put your client safety first, that you use licensed products, that you have your insurance, because it's almost like it is just a black and white. People in the government, 100%. They're not practitioners, they don't work within the industry.
No, they have no idea. And it's not about medic versus non-medic. There's fantastic medics, there's fantastic non-medics, I'm not going to swear, there's crap medics, there's crap non-medics. It's not about that. And we need to stop trying to categorize us and discriminating people from certain aspects of the industry. We should all be working together. My prescriber absolutely loves me. I mean, not only do I send them like nearly £2,000 a month in prescription fees, but they like me because they know I'm good at what I do. And I'm a non-medical practitioner. So it's frustrating when we do so well and we care so much. And not everybody, so I'm not going to talk for everybody, but I think non-medics have a certain aspect to push further because we don't already have that element of trust. So we have to kind of overwork ourselves to make it even better for us and make it known that we're safe. Then have stuff like this just thrown at us. It's really disheartening.
No, I think I agree with you, and I think there's lots of other people who will agree as well. So if you haven't already done your questionnaire, why you should be doing it now. Do it now whilst watching or listening to this. I will put a link so you can have access to it, although it's very easy to find if you just Google it. Get your friends and family on it. You don't have to be working in the industry to do that. Get everybody, like you say, sticking together. Our voices are going to be listened to and taken into consideration. And everyone, like you say, just needs to chill out. Just keep doing what you're doing, because it's just, they've just released it. They've not said this is what is happening or, this is what is in place now. I think it's very much just to get a feel for the response to that, and go from there, really. So fill out your questionnaire if you haven't already. Okay,
everyone to do it. Your mum, your dad, your nan, your gran, your cousin, your cat, everyone to do it.
Get your fish to do it.
Literally, get your goldfish on it.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes 2 minutes to fill it in. What depends how much information. I put quite a lot of information in mine, I think. Went into quite
about an hour on mine,
yeah.
I went to 10.
You can do it quickly if you want to, and you don't have to put full answers to everything. Okay, so moving on to something a bit more lighthearted. So Harris and I decided that we wanted to do a bit more of like a fun podcast. We just fancy doing something fun, don't we? And I think that's perfect for the afternoon. So he asked on his stories last week for people to send through their embarrassing clinic stories. So before we go into everyone else's, Harris, have you got any embarrassing clinic stories that spring to mind?
Yes, I have got one, and every time I talk about it, it makes me want to be sick.
Okay,
I am
go on then.
So embarrassed.
If you throw up.
So this one time, I wasn't in the clinic at that time. I wasn't in that building for very long. And I just met a client. She was sat on the bed. She was having her numbing cream on. And I turned around to get some stuff out of the cupboards. And as I shot back up, I smacked my head on the meds cabinet. And when you literally can see stars, and you're like, oh, this is the time, like I'm gone. Like
Did you go
literally,
hot and
going.
sweating?
Yeah, I thought this is the time I am going to heaven. Well, hopefully heaven, but this is the time I'm perfect. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, oh my God. And I looked and I must have like gone into a bit of a daze. I didn't quite pass out. And then when
Yeah.
I opened my eyes, the client was leaning over me. She was like, are you all right? And to make it worse, she still wanted me to do her filler after. I was like, are you
Oh,
joking? I probably got confusion.
oh
No,
my God. I
that's
bet
probably
you
one of the
know,
most
you just
embarrassing things, but
panic. Like
yeah.
I'm like so clumsy. I like bang myself all the time. And it's like, yeah, it's the dizziness where you're like, can't see,
Yeah,
hearing starting to go. But like in like a
yeah.
work setting, when particularly with the nature of what you do, oh my God. And yeah, with the numbing cream, just like leaning over you.
Oh, honestly, looking back at it now, it makes me want to die. And she's a regular now, so we joke about it every time she
Okay,
comes.
that's good. At least you
But
came back.
like, so embarrassing. But the response that I had from some people, I was
Okay,
howling at
hit
some
us with
people.
the embarrassing stories. Because we can
So
keep these
someone
anonymous guys as
kindly,
well.
yeah, don't worry, I won't say any names. Somebody actually was kind enough to share theirs in a voice note, so I'm going
Okay,
to play it.
please,
And
please.
I was absolutely howling. So you'll have to let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah.
Give me the thumbs up if you can hear it.
Oh, I've just thought of another one. Back in the days when I used to have sunbeds, so we'd have a changing cubicle in our sunbed where the client would obviously get undressed, put their cream on and whatever, and then they'd go through a second internal door. It's all a one sunbed unit into the actual tanning section. So anyway, we've put this lady on the sunbed. You know, this is where you get changed, go through this door. That's where you get, you know, your tan, blah, blah, blah. I explained it all to her. And then she's in there for 3 minutes and she's come out and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe that one light bulb tans you. And we're like, sorry. She's like, you know, like where you get undressed, that light bulb above your head, I can't believe that tans you. And
No.
I'm like, what do you mean? Because I'm confused. And we've gone in the changing cubicle, and she's pointed up that light bulb, like, I can't believe it's Andrew. I was like, no, babe, that's just a light. So when this door's shut, you see what you're doing, you know, like a regular light bulb. You need to go through this door to these 60 tubes. That's where you get tanned. Yeah, silly can't be standing under the light bulb for 3 minutes.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Holly, I didn't realise she swore at the end, so I don't know if you would have edited that little bit out. Sorry, brother.
Okay, marketing team, if you're watching, which you should be, yeah, just crop that last bit out. That is literally
Sorry,
hilarious.
at the end.
That is literally
Honestly, when she sent me that, I actually had to play it back 4 times because you know when you're just laughing that hard, you can't hear it. It's because it's something I would do. That is something I would do. That's how
You're
dim
like,
I am.
that was actually
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that was me all them years ago.
Yeah.
Someone
Oh my
wrote me one that was
God.
like, someone wrote me another one, and it was kind of more awkward than embarrassing, but I'm going to share it with you because it was still
Okay,
quite cheap.
awkward. Yeah, because I bet there's quite a lot of awkward moments that happen as well,
Yeah,
particularly for the
all the
client.
time. Absolutely. And I think because like with practitioners as well, because we're so open and we just talk and talk and talk, sometimes we overstep the mark a little bit. Like, you know, we share a bit too much and it can be awkward.
Yeah.
But this one was awkward. So I had a new client come to me. She came to me for some lip filler. As I was applying her numbing cream, she said to me, I'm so annoyed. I'm not going to swear. I'm so annoyed. The person who I've been seeing for years and years and years has left me. He said he's now seen some new bird that does aesthetics. So as we was talking about him, she was describing him. And when she was describing him, he sounded like the guy that I was seeing. So I asked if she could show me a picture, just out of curiosity and general chit chat. So I then did her treatment, still knowing at this point that I was with the guy that she has just left her, whilst I was doing her lips. So I felt obliged to carry on with the treatment as a professional. However, it wasn't until 2 weeks later she realised I was the new girlfriend and came to my shop saying that came to my shop and said that I needed to dissolve her lips because she doesn't want her, I'm not going to swear, SHIT in my face.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine that? I've censored quite a lot of that out, by the way, so there's quite some swearing in, but I was dying when that person sent me that.
Right, I'm not being funny, but I think she must have had an inkling, like the client must have had an inkling. Do you know,
100%.
if you know that your boyfriend is now with an aesthetics practitioner, it would, I mean, I'm a bit of a detective.
And me too. You have an inkling.
Yeah, you have,
She was
or
sussing
you'd
her
know
out.
from like mutuals, or especially if it's in like the same area. And it was just the fact that she randomly came out with, "Oh, I'm so annoyed. My boyfriend,
Literally.
like,
Can you imagine?
unless she's just been going round all the local aesthetic practitioners,
Yeah. I'll
saying the
keep some of
same
her,
thing,
she knows.
yeah, and
I'll
waiting
some
for
of
the
her, she knows.
reaction. Oh,
Yeah, makes sense. And I've got one more funny one for you, and this one's
yeah,
funny
go on.
because it's actually happened to me as well. So I had a client in for non-surgical rhinoplasty. It was her first ever aesthetic treatment, so she was extremely nervous. We was doing the bridge of her nose, absolutely fine, no problem. And then we did the tip of her nose, and she said, hold on, wait a minute. And then said, just give me 2 seconds. I then pulled the tip of the needle out, and she sneezed and snotted all over my wall.
Wall! My God! Skyrocketed to the wall.
It does say, to be fair to the client though, have no shame because it makes you want to sneeze when you get it done. I get it done myself, and it does make you want to sneeze.
And
but imagine that being aesthetic treatment, you'd feel so embarrassed, wouldn't you?
Oh my God. Oh, you would be so embarrassed. Yeah, you'd be set. Oh my God. Because if you know the practitioner, you can like laugh it off, like if you're like kind of mates, like if it's a regular client. But yeah, Brad never had a treatment before. But do you know what? Thank God she said something, and she didn't just sneeze whilst you know. Like,
that's what I would do because I'd be too awkward to say, "Oh, excuse me."
Just holding it in, like. Oh my God, that's so funny. I feel like we should do regular embarrassing stories updates.
We need to, because the ones I got were amazing. They were the best of the most. Most of them were just like tripped over, fell over, but they were like the best of like.
Amazing. Oh my God, the sunbed one. That's just hilarious. That is
the sunbed one had me in stitches.
It was the build up as well, because she was like describing like, right, there's this room, and so I was like picturing it, like kind of getting nervous, so like what's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That was hilarious.
So crazy. Right, let's move on to something else. So Harris, I have created a this or that for yourself.
Okay.
So some of these, it's just personal opinion. Okay. So we're going to do quick fire. Right. I love how this probably isn't even going to be fun, but it's just like
it will be.
It's going to be like at the end, like, right, moving on. Okay. Right. Profilo or TKN?
Oh, Profilo.
Microneedling or hydrofacial?
Microneedling.
Okay. I don't know why I'm like survived. It's just I don't know. I just got hydrofacial vibes.
I love the hydrofacial, and I do it on myself all the time. It's great, but I think you get better, like deeper layer with microneedling, and it's more more versatile, personally.
Yeah. Okay. Aqualix or lemon bottle?
Oh, lemon bottle.
Everyone's obsessed with lemon bottle at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. So I'm literally only just trained in it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to test things on myself first.
Yeah.
And I did my stomach and my sides. I lost an inch in 24 hours.
Stop it.
Yeah, insane. I can't wait to start offering it.
Amazing. Yeah. Everyone's saying it's like, I spoke to I know, digress a bit. I spoke to a pharmacist the other day who's a aesthetics practitioner, and she basically said it's incredible, to the point where, because she's a pharmacist, she like researches absolutely everything to like look at the ingredients. And she was like, I was thinking, you know, is this like a weird product? But she was like, everything was like fine, but it's just incredible.
That's what the same as me. It was all good. I just was like, I need to try it. So I did, and it was insane. Most fat dissolvers, I don't know if you've ever had it, not like you need it, but they sting when they go in.
Yeah,
So
I
this
have
one,
heard that.
absolutely painless.
Because you meant to, with Aqualix, you mix it with lidocaine, don't you?
Yeah, that's
Like
what I do.
sort of try and prevent the stinging. But so you can just do it straight in.
Right in, yeah. Not even any numbing cream.
Love that. You'll be there every night, like, oh, let's lose
I
a
know, literally. Literally.
addictive. Okay. Right. Never have anti-wrinkle ever again, or
Oh
never
God.
wear SPF again.
Oh,
That's a hard one, isn't it? I thought, oh,
hey.
that's a hard one. Because you've got obviously anti-wrinkle. I mean, once you have it, you can't go back, can you? But then
No,
SPF, like, you need to be wearing your SPF 50 every single day, or you're going to be
no,
sun.
and I do as well.
But then you
So
can
the
counteract the sun damage, kind of, with the aging skin
yeah,
with your Botox.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I know this is going to be quick fire, but this was really hard.
I think I know what I would
Part of
say.
me wants, part of me wants to say anti-wrinkle, and then I'll just hide from outside, but then you can still get some damage from inside. But then the wise side of me wants to say, no, it's got to be SPF. I'd have to always have SPF.
Yeah.
So
Because
never anti-wrinkle.
also, you could skin boosters. You could still do your
Yeah.
microneedling. You can still have,
I could just stick with sellotape on my face like this the rest of my
yeah.
life.
You just gonna have lines when you raise your eyebrows and crow's feet.
Absolutely, yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Rude client who spends £2,000 or lovely client who spends £200.
Lovely client who spends £200.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's saving money any day.
Amazing. Natural lips or big and defined?
Natural.
Bum or breast filler?
Bum.
This one. Never have access to TikTok again, or never have access to faces again?
TikTok. Never have access to TikTok.
Good. The correct
There's
answer.
no way I could ever not use faces. I use it every single day.
And also, I hope you didn't just say that for the podcast.
No, I spoke to you on the phone, didn't I? And I said, like, I literally use faces every single day.
Yeah.
And all my students use it as well. So if I could never go on it again, then gosh
Can
knows
you
what I'd use.
imagine if we were like, right, faces,
We're gone.
we're gone. It would
That's
never
so
happen.
sorry.
Don't worry, guys. You get heart palpitations. It would never happen.
Yeah, are you going to do a drum roll and like actually it's going? Because if so, I'm closing down this podcast.
Oh God, right. Tear trough filler or non-surgical rhinoplasty?
Oh, non-surgical rhinoplasty.
Okay. And is that for yourself, or like you prefer that for yourself, or is it one that you prefer to perform on clients?
Perform, and because tear troughs are great, but only a select few, and you can also fill troughs now with a lot more than just filler. You can obviously do things like skin boosters to help with hollowness and dark circles. And non-surgical rhinoplasty is like you can't do much with your nose unless you put filler in it. So
yeah, that's true. That leads me on to say Jalapro or Lumieyes.
oh, okay, that's a hard one.
Obviously, Jalapro is more like versatile. I mean, you can use Lumieyes anywhere, really, can't you? Even though
Yeah.
because if the
Jelly Pro, 100% Jelly Pro.
okay, I've done quite a lot of these.
You have, and they're really hard ones as well.
Group training or one-to-one training?
One-to-one any day of the week.
Okay, why?
I think it's not knocking group training. We only do group training here, really, with every other like masterclass, like very rarely though, and foundation training. The rest like advanced, it's purely one-to-one because you really need that like focus and skill and dedication just onto the student.
Yeah. Have you ever had like, obviously we don't want to like slander anyone, but have you ever had like a really quiet student and it's quite like difficult to actually like teach because like you mentioned before, like as a practitioner and a trainer, you know, very like extroverted, like so have you ever had that where it's been quite difficult?
Kind of. Normally they'll come in, not very often, but if the ones that are quite shy, they'll come in quite shy. And once they've had 5 minutes with me, who just talks anyone's ears off, they're not absolutely fine. And they'll say that to me as well. Like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but they'll say, you made me feel so comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and do you know what? Like when people are doing their research for training, like they'll see your videos, they'll see, your personality shines through anyway.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm not a trainer, obviously, because I don't do aesthetics, but I think I would really struggle with that. Like if I had like a whole day with someone and just like
dancing with, yeah.
I want someone who's going to be loud like me.
I know, because I can go from 0 to jumping off the walls in like 0.2 seconds. So
literally same. My Ben said to me once, you get excited about opening an envelope. I was like,
nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm just very like excitable. Okay.
I love that.
Right. Okay. So I finished the this or that, but then I've got some just random questions to ask you as well. Okay. If you could have any practitioner do your treatments for you, of money no object, like location no object, who would it be?
Can I choose 3?
Yeah, go for it.
So Lindsay owns aesthetics.
Yeah. Does Lindsay do your treatments for you?
No, but she is insane.
Yeah.
Charlotte Elizabeth Aesthetics from Saxelby. If you don't follow her, guys, follow her. She's amazing. She does all my treatments.
I'm going to follow her.
She is so good. I think it's C Elizabeth Aesthetics.
And she does your treatments?
She does, yeah. She's 20 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah.
Technically still in Lincoln, but like in a little village outside, and she is unreal. And it would be, the last one would be Antonia from Kiss Aesthetics. Because not many, and this is no slander to anyone else, but not many people know how to work with the male face, but she really, really does. So yeah, I think it's good to have like people who inspire you within the industry, of course, as well. And guess what, guys? All 3 are non-medics.
There we go. Exactly. Okay, so you've now got to do snog, marry, avoid with those 3 people.
Oh my god!
You don't actually.
Okay. I was going to say, please don't let me do that.
You can if you want. Why not? Marry Lindsay.
Marry Lindsay. I would. Oh, this is awful.
Okay, no, we're not going to avoid it.
I'm doing it. Sorry, Lindsay, I'll marry you, but I'm not naming the rest.
Okay. What else have we got? If you could do anyone's treatment, who would it be? So if there's like a celebrity or like, I don't know, someone you fancy, like who you'd like love to be able to like do their treatments. Well, it doesn't even have to be aesthetic treatments. It could just be like have them in clinic. Who would it be?
Kathy Burke.
Who?
You just stop it right now. You don't know who Kathy Burke is?
No. Let me just Google.
Stop it.
Kathy Burke.
You must do. Yeah.
Who is this? Never seen her in my life, hon.
You do. You must know her.
Oh, hold on. I know who she is.
You don't think she's absolutely hilarious?
Yeah, it's just she looks really different to
She looks different on that one. She did that. So I didn't really know much about her actually until she did that documentary with Megan Barton Hansen, off Love Island.
Oh no, I've not seen. I know there is a documentary, but I've not seen it. Yeah. Okay, so why do you want to do her treatments for her?
I don't think she needs anything doing. I just think she's an absolute icon and she makes me absolutely happy. Second to that, who would I have in? That's really difficult.
Yeah, I know it's quite a random question, that, to be honest.
It's a random one. I'd have her because she's hilarious, but who else would I have in? I was going to say my mum because she never has anything done, but she finally let me do her lips yesterday.
Like them?
She loves them. Let me show you. She is 58. No, she's 57, and she's never let me go anywhere near her with filler. And finally, she let me.
Oh my god, they look insane.
They look good, don't they?
They look incredible. I bet you've
Thank
been
you so
pestering
much.
her for months.
I said to her, like, you need to just do it, because without being rude, down here's going a bit south, and it's not a case of you're going to have huge lips. And my mum actually works here as well. She's a receptionist.
Yeah.
So she's been seeing people come and getting beautiful results. So I think it's like enticed her. So I was like, right, we're doing it. We've got a break. Come on.
Yay. Go, Mum. She'll be getting everything.
No, go.
She's had the gateway treatment. Now she's going to have
She
everything.
has, yeah, she has.
Yeah, I think lips is definitely the gateway treatment. They're usually sort of the first treatment a lot of people get, and
100%.
then it's like, right, what else can I get? Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Favorite treatment to perform on your clients and why?
Okay. Facial balancing.
Okay.
Or profiling.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know a bit of everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like I had somebody in yesterday, and it was like I worked until really late last night, and my last client had jowl disguisal. So we did her mid cheeks, backs of her jaw, frontal jaw, obviously not the jowls itself, bit of the chin to kind of like disguise and pull everything back.
Yeah.
And that treatment just brings you so much joy, because you can take literally 10 years off someone. And it's the treatments that typically most people look in the mirror after and will cry with happiness. So I just love doing it.
And it gives you a bit of free reign as well. It gives you a chance to really like show your skills as a practitioner.
Because you're so right. And I'm so lucky, because people will come to me and they'll say, anything you think, do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the most blessed feeling, because they know they trust me, and I just love doing them treatment.
Yeah. And do you know what? I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I think people these days, they want to have an injector or a practitioner who they can say that with. You know, I'm the same. I want to go to my practitioner and just be like, these are my problem areas, but whatever you think, just do it. Just tell me.
And you want that, don't you? And someone who's going to be truthful with you, and someone who's going to be honest. Because I remember before I did aesthetics, I had a lot of fatter back then, and I was obsessed with the idea of having a sharp jawline. I remember going to somewhere and saying, "Oh, can you do me some jaw filler?" And they were like, "I'm really sorry, like, without being rude, like, you're a bit too like big." And I respected that a lot more than another clinic I went to that said, "Yeah, we can do you next week. We'll put 10 million." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're right. It's about trust, and you get so much more respect that way.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. Okay, final two, and then I feel like I've got loads of questions for you. Okay, so this one's more, I guess, an advice one for anyone watching. What should somebody consider when they are trying to find an academy? Because I feel quite sorry for people who are looking to train into aesthetics these days, because you just wouldn't even know where to start in terms of looking. So if somebody is watching, obviously we want them to, we know where we're going to send them, but in case they're looking for a training academy, what sort of things should they look out for or consider when they're choosing an academy to train with?
So my advice is what they offer. If they're offering too much in such a short period of time, run. These 15 certificates in 3 days is a big no. Price, if it's too cheap, there's a reason it's too cheap. But just because it's too expensive, don't fall for that either. Doesn't mean just because it's so expensive, it's going to be good. Look for someone who cares about you and wants you to progress, not someone that wants you in and out and never speaks to you again. Because you will have questions when you leave. You learn the most when you're by yourself. So you want to be able to go back and talk to anybody. I've just passed 2 students and spoke to them 5 times already. And they keep saying, "I'm sorry for bothering you," but they're not bothering me. That's my job, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And go somewhere that is reputable, has reviews, and again, emphasis on just wants you to do really, really well. And also check their CPD register.
Very important.
Because so many academies register their academy as a accredited provider, but they don't actually get their individual training accredited. So on their certificates, it would say they're an accredited training provider, which is great. But if your actual training activities, they're called, aren't accredited, then you won't get insured. Yeah, exactly. The students just won't be able to get insurance. Yeah, very good point. And also check that they've got the education qualification that actually a tutor. 100%.
Yeah, fantastic.
I've got some questions for you.
Okay, so Harris has put together some questions for me. Now, these questions are going to be a test on my aesthetics knowledge because, as you all know, I'm not a practitioner, but I think my aesthetics knowledge, I would say, is good. You know, I've worked within a clinic. You know, I speak to practitioners daily, but we're going to see. We'll see. It might be that you'll need to send me some training manuals, and I'll need to revisit that.
We'll see how you score. If you score bad,
Okay.
I've got you. So I've kept them quite broad, so don't worry.
Okay.
So, what is the difference between a skin booster and dermal filler?
Dermal filler is cross-linked. It doesn't
Fantastic.
elaborate, or is that the answer?
Fantastic. I will take that. I will take that.
Yeah, and dermal filler is there to volumize, hence why it's cross-linked. So it's a thicker substance, whereas skin boosters are as well made of hyaluronic acid usually, but they're injected more superficially.
Indeed.
Yeah, and so they can't.
Oh my God! What did I do?
They can't cause a vascular occlusion, can they? Because they're not cross-linked.
Well, yes and no. The risk is a lot lower, but there has been a recorded case of compression with Profilo. So
Okay.
technically they can, but not at the same time.
Yeah, never say never. You never know.
Never say never. I I teach vascular occlusions in my skin booster course.
Yeah.
But it's low risk, but it can still happen.
Okay. I feel like you're really proud of me for that answer.
I am really proud of you. I never thought you'd use. I'm not saying I doubted you, but like again, with you not being an actual practitioner, I didn't think you would have the big fancy words.
Okay.
So, what is the? What have I put here? I spelled this all wrong. Sorry. What is the percentage of numbing cream that practitioners should use in the UK?
I'm just going to take a
As in, what's not safe to go over? What's not safe to go over?
Oh, yeah, because there's some like illegal ones, isn't there?
Yeah.
I want to say 30%.
Oh, that's high.
That's high.
You're way off. No, you're way off. Sorry.
Is it like 2% or something? 5%.
5%.
Okay.
Yeah, 5%.
I was thinking in my head 70. What sort of like percentages are there out there then? Because I know, I mean,
loads. I've been on a training course before, and no shade to them, but they had the TXTM, which is like for tattoo, and it's like, I think it's like 60%, and I was just like gobsmacked. But it's a hard one, isn't it? Because even though it's obviously not okay and we're not allowed to use that, but they're not doing it for a bad reason, are they? They're doing it for client comfort, but it's still not okay.
Yeah, because it's that's off-label use, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like when people use like dodgy Botox, like that does my absolute treeing because they're doing that to cut corners, which is safe. But like, not saying it's okay to use that percentage like numbing cream, but they're doing it because they want their clients to feel okay, aren't they? But I'm still not saying that makes it okay.
Okay.
So how long?
Big fat wrong.
How long does anti-wrinkle / Botox take for full results?
2 weeks.
Yes, fantastic. Well done.
So that's why you go for your 2-week review, see if you need a little
time. Absolutely, yeah. I always say to my clients, like strongest at 4 weeks, but full results at 2.
But I found, because I get my Botox like every 3 to 6 months, more so like around the 6 months now because I've been getting it for ages. I find mine takes like straight away.
Does it?
Yeah.
I freeze on day 9.
Day 9?
Every single time, day 9. I don't have any in my forehead. I only have it in my frown lines, which is wearing off now.
Wait, you don't have it in your forehead?
No, nothing in my forehead. My forehead just never moves. I'm really lucky.
What the hell? You're literally blessed.
No, yeah, literally.
No wonder you chose SPF in that question.
I know. So just in this horrible little 11s and then just around my eyes, but it takes literally 11 days and I always need to top up.
That's crazy. Yeah, mine takes like 2 days. Like,
really. That's so lucky.
But I thought it was just because I'd built up like my body's like used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And some people do, like I've got some people that message me the next day. It's not fully frozen, but they'll message me the next day saying like, "Oh my gosh, like it's working." And I always go like, "No, it's not. Show me a picture," and then it is.
Yeah.
So people are just lucky.
Yeah, but you're lucky. You don't even bloody need it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have my frown lines.
Okay, next question.
So this one might be a little bit of a difficult one. Not saying I'm doubting you. What is the main ingredients of Lumi Eyes?
Salmon DNA.
Oh my gosh, you do know your stuff. Well done. Sorry for doubting it. I'm really good. What the hell?
Yeah, because Lumi Eyes is the same as FDNA, isn't it? And then I remember asking someone, why is it called that? And they were like, it's salmon DNA. I was like, no.
Yeah. I can't believe you actually just said that.
I'm just a book of knowledge, Harris. Come on.
That was really good because, like, I asked some practitioners on training, like, what they think of Lumi Eyes, and even though they use it, they don't really know, like, the main ingredient in it. So the fact you do is amazing.
Yeah. Go on, hit me with the more questions.
That was so good. Okay. So, how long should a practitioner leave numbing cream on for full effect?
20 minutes.
Yes, well done. That is so. You actually really do know your stuff, don't you? You really know.
I've worked with our sister company, Canvas. I worked in clinic and in the training academy and stuff. So like I've been like around training a lot, and I also just love the industry. So I like do my own research and stuff.
That's good though. That's really good.
Yeah.
So, when was Botox first cleared for cosmetic use?
In the UK?
No, I've got the FDA approved answer here.
It was America first, wasn't it?
It was America first, yeah. From what I've read anyway. Might be wrong,
I know it's been around since like I want to say like the 60s. But
I know I'm shocked at this answer, and I'm not trying to act like I know everything because I had to Google this as well. So
I think it's been around since the 60s, but I think it only got FDA approved in, I want to say like, I've got like three, and it's either the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s.
Okay, one of your answers is right.
I feel like it was maybe the UK in the early 2000s. Oh, I'm gonna go with like 86.
Okay, 2002.
Oh, see,
I linked the article as well just so I could get my facts right, just in case I was wrong, because I thought it was a bit earlier as well. I thought it was the 80s, but it turns out it's not. So it says here, and this is on the BotoxCosmetic.com website, on April 15, 2002, the FDA approved Botox as a temporary cosmetic treatment for moderate to severe frown lines in adults, as requested. The product to be marketed as Botox Cosmetic to distinguish cosmetic therapeutic uses.
That's crazy, because the reason
I thought it was way earlier.
Because it came out in like the 60s. That's when
it did, it did.
And then I was thinking of like, I always think of Sex and the City, Sam.
Yeah.
Is it Sam, the blonde one? Yeah, because she
always
talked about getting Botox, and I was thinking, well, that was like 90s time, sort of.
I know, yeah.
So it's like as if it only got actually FDA approved in like 2002.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So and now look at everyone has it.
I know. It's actually crazy. Okay, good facts. Good facts. Okay, any more questions?
That's all your questions.
Okay, I think I did pretty well.
Really well.
I only got 2 wrong.
I wouldn't have got the last one because I honestly thought it was 1986. I had that figure in my head, so I thought, I'm best just double check and Google it. And
that's mad that I said 1986. That's crazy.
I've read it somewhere.
Yeah, amazing. Oh my god, that was so much fun. I literally can we do like a weekly quiz?
We need one, don't we? Just to keep us going.
Yeah, that's it. So I just wanted to finish on sort of what was I going to finish on now? I was going to ask you some stuff. I was going to ask you, what have you got in store for your own business growth in the next like 12 months? Have you got more treatments you're going to be adding? Have you got like growth plans? Like what's in store for your business?
So we've just took on a new clinic. That's what I'm in right now. We've now got our very own three-story clinic. I'm in the training room at the minute, and we're really pushing our training side of stuff now. Not only because it brings me joy, but also I just think it's great to upskill other people in the industry. So our passion is in training already trained practitioners, but we do obviously train youth from scratch as well. So for the next 12 months, we are just going to completely grow and scale our academy.
Oh, that's so exciting. So anyone who's
Yeah.
looking for training, whether you're new to the industry or you have already done training, you're looking to further your skills and experience, here's your man.
Thank you. We train literally everybody.
I'll put all the links and everything to the academy and the clinic in
Thank
the
you so
podcast as
much.
well.
And don't worry about your background. Don't let the government scare you. At the minute, I'm training a beauty therapist, 2 doctors, a nurse. I'm training somebody who's got 0 experience. So if you want to have a chat, just get in touch.
Amazing. Yeah, exactly. I think as well, like, especially as a practitioner, because obviously you will have trained in different academies and stuff. I bet it's even hard to like kind of know, because you've been to different training courses, some good, some bad. I bet it's a bit like, don't want to like go to another academy where I'm not going to get good training. So I bet it is difficult. Would you say that for yourself as well when you're learning?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I've been on some training courses where like it's blown my mind and I've learned amazing stuff. So one of my best ever training courses, I'm gonna actually shout her out. She was called Charlotte, and she owned the Orchardella Clinic, and I trained with her in non-surgical rhinoplasty. And it was the most informative and hands-on training course I've ever been on. But then I've also been to some, I'm not going to name them, where you leave and think, my golly gosh, we need regulation.
Right, okay. Yeah. And it's literally one of them, it might, academies might look amazing on Instagram and the reviews are all right, but until you actually get there and do the training, you don't know. But to be honest, like, I think, gosh, regulation.
We need it.
Yeah. But like I say, if anyone needs some training, Harris, contact him. Even any questions.
Oh.
And obviously you've done your live with Lindsay Owens as well, which I know is on your Instagram, so highly recommend anybody watching that. And finally, just another more positive thing to finish on. What would you say is your proudest moment since, and you can't say opening your new academy because you said that already.
Okay.
Your proudest moment within your aesthetics career, like, is there anything, any kind of time period or event that's happened where you think, you know what, like, I'm really, really proud of that?
It's hard, isn't it? Because you're hard on yourself all the time, don't you think?
Yeah.
When you want to grow.
My gosh, yeah.
But I think the biggest accomplishment for me, where I've sat down and thought like, okay, wow, like you're really making it, was when I left my full-time job and made this my full-time career.
Oh, that must have been so, like, what's the word? Like, you must have felt so, like, I don't want to say power. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, powerful. Like, what's the word?
What do you mean? You feel like, but you feel scared at the same time because obviously, like you're like, well, what if it doesn't work out? But
Yeah.
I've given it. When I say my business has I've given my whole life to my business. So for it to take off like it has, it just means everything to me. Do you know what I mean? Because I've really worked for it. So when anyone if you're successful and everyone says you're lucky, smack that person in the face because you work hard.
Yeah. Oh, I feel all emotional.
Oh,
It's just, do you know what? I just love having conversations like this because it makes me really proud to like be in this industry because I can just see how much of a rewarding industry it is, whether that be treating clients and like making them cry because they're so happy because you've helped them with an insecurity. But also just seeing how like you completely changed your career path and you're doing something that you absolutely love. And I think there's many times, whether it be you or other practitioners, where you kind of think, oh God, like, I just don't know if I can do this. Like, things aren't going the way I want it to. But I think if you work hard and you're passionate, then it will just happen. It will just happen. And I'm a strong believer in like stars aligning and stuff. And if it's meant for you,
Absolutely.
it will not run from you.
Absolutely.
And knowledge is power.
And knowledge is power, guys.
Yeah. Harris, I've loved this podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. I've literally loved it. I'm gonna get the marketing team to bump you up the list so we can get it done as soon as possible, because especially because we talked about the questionnaire and stuff as well, so it's important that we get it out. But can you email me all of your links and stuff, so all your TikTok, Instagram, website, training and clinic, just so we've got all of that. And then as soon as it's been done, I'll email it over to you. They'll do some reels and stuff as well if you want to use them. But yeah, I'm so down on doing a part 2 as well. That was so fun.
I'm so down on doing a part 2.
Oh, we?
So down on doing a part 2, absolutely.
Yeah, and we can make the quiz a bit harder for me.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I've already got some things I want to talk to.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Should we just do one next week? Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's just like good content, isn't it?
It is, yeah. When you post, obviously if you don't want to, that's fine. But when you post it, if you collab me, hopefully it'll get like more reach. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, if you do like reels and stuff on Instagram, just like collab it and I'll accept it, and hopefully we'll get like more reach.
Okay, yeah, I'll let the team
more than one person now, which is good. So like you can actually collab with like more than 4 people.
That's really good. Yeah, I'll let
Faces could plug it. I could plug it, and then you can.
Yeah, amazing. Yay. That was so fun.
Thank you so much. You've been a dream, and you've been so easy to talk to.
Where are you based again? Lincoln?
I'm Lincoln, yeah.
I can't even, is it like Midlands, Lincoln?
Kind of, we're East Midlands, so we're an hour from Nottingham to make it easier for you to understand.
Okay, yeah. Because I have like a list of people I want to come and visit, and I want to do like a podcast series of like Holly like Faces Inside or something, where like I come and like
tour.
Yeah, I want to like talk.
Oh my God,
like go and see everyone.
I love that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it soon, because I've had the idea for a while, and I just think it's, especially with all these regulations coming out, I think the more content we can get of like real life people in clinic running their business, showcase what they can do. I'm not saying that Faces is going to make a difference, but you just never know who's watching, and
no, it does though, because Faces does make a difference. Think how many people Faces have stopped being sued. Do you know what I mean? Like, think how many people it's Faces is more than just like what it is. It's like it's now a community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking great. I'm allowed to swear now, aren't I?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.